Patrick, I would ask you to sort of give us a perspective about specifically what you're seeing in Broward County, looking towards the future, but more importantly, a little bit about yourself and your specialty.
I mean, we see the market in Broward as strong. We also see it as a value, much like what he talked about. So, when we first launched Bears a year and a half ago, we really didn't know what to expect. It is a local market. We think that 85 to 90% of our sales are local end users. And what we're pleasantly surprised is that they're wealthy. There's pent-up demand for luxury in the market up here, and there hasn't really been a new building for 10 years. Everybody always wants to live on the ocean, and what we're finding in that regard is that we're pulling from the western suburbs of people that are empty nesters or going to be empty nesters, live in Davie.
So, Jean-Francois, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing and why you saw it so quickly and how you've been able to sort of pounce on it? And also, too, if you could give us some idea of how many buildings you actually have under construction, because I think a lot of people here might be surprised as to what you've done since 2011 in Los Alamos area.
We had decided to develop a project for the baby boomer. Our buyer is a specialized market. It's people who they're coming from big house. 90% of our buyer are in Broward County. 40% of our buyer is 1,000 feet from the unit, only 1,000 feet. And 40% are in Weston or people who want to move downtown. We're selling a lifestyle of walking to the beach, walking to the restaurant. Many of our buyers have golf cart. It's a different kind of lifestyle.
So Jamie, I just wonder if you could talk a little bit about the commercial side of what you're seeing in sort of the indirect or the trickle-down effect as a result of all of these towers and all this, these new residents being developed right now currently in Broward County.
So as these gentlemen come in and build these beautiful products for the empty nesters, I service the millennials that left them. So we like to come in and bring in cool independent brands. I'm a millennial myself, and if I was walking down the street and I had the option between a Starbucks and a craft coffee shop, I'm always going to take the craft coffee shop. So we try to find these independent brands and curate neighborhoods such that it's a cohesive culture, that is a symbiotic relationship, and when done and executed properly, it creates something larger than itself, Wynwood being a great case study for that.
What's your percentage-wise change in construction costs to try to make it green versus, let's say, bad for Mother Earth?
I think nowadays we're looking at a 5%, 5 to 6%.
Oh, that's it. So it's not really that significant.
You just have to be a lot more creative, right? You have to go through the process and get a consultant, and I want to say 5 to 7%.
This question is for Mr. Sturgis. As a millennial who's grown up in Fort Lauderdale and watched his parents, everyone's parents, benefit off these investments in real estate, tripling, quadrupling their money, what's your advice for someone who's, as a millennial looking to invest in real estate in the city, as someone who's grown up in the area and, now knows about it more?
I think emerging neighborhoods are a phenomenal place to start. There's opportunities to get in. I used the term earlier, pioneer, and there's a reason. Pioneers often will get slaughtered, right? So there is some risk, but there's also a risk-reward correlation there. So done right and done cautiously, I think that there's some great opportunities to be had in those neighborhoods. Once again, Flagler Village, Soda, south of Davie on Andrews, Culinary Arts District, Oakland Park, all of those are great. For a shameless plug, you could call me and I'll find that for you. But there's great opportunities, and obviously the single-family residences in Fort Lauderdale is also a great bet. So,
I wonder if all of you could sort of address the idea: do investors from abroad or even from up north, do they care about who gets elected president and whether or not it's going to impact what we're doing or what you're doing?
I'm going to stay away from the question on who I think should be president, but I do say that, I can't wait for it to be over for a number of reasons. One, I don't have to go home and listen to it in the evenings or read about it in the newspaper, but more specifically is that, even when the elections were in South America over the past 2 years, everyone said, no one's making a decision on whether they're going to buy until they knew who the president is. I think that holds true here, and I think it holds true in the world economy. Everyone looks to us as the guiding light of investment around the world, and there's a lot of craziness going on right now and uncertainty for people who are about to invest in something that we're a few months away, not close enough, that once there is an election, for good or for bad, and who the president may be, that it'll give some certainty to the world economy and to the markets that we're in. And I 100% believe that it'll kickstart more